Welcome back. Welcome back. It's still the Healthy Morning right here on Hstv with me, Sabah Aiden. Before we went on that break, we had our sports goddess coming our way with some sports update for you. We saw a lot happening in the sports world. So right about now, it is a Stay Alive segment. So today we are talking about a very interesting topic, and we have the right individual for this very topic. So there's a sufficient and a well-balanced intake of diet, of nutrients are important for the development and also the growth of your child. And today being looking at the world that we are in, a whole lot is happening, even with our crops, the way at which our crops are being planted and harvested, a whole lot are going on, and this is actually affecting the growth and the development of our children right here. So today we are talking about nutrition for children under 5 years, and today we are going to delve into different segments, different causes, some attributes to the developmental traits of our children below 5 years. And today in the studio we have Miss Ikia Isuama Taria. She is a nutritionist and also the founder of Food Heals Network. Good morning, beautiful.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm fine. How about you?
I'm doing well. I really love this. Is a shirt for your brand?
Yes, please.
Okay, so this is Food Heals Network.
Yes.
And you are the CEO.
Yes, please.
Great. Well, that's awesome. Well, today we're moving on. We're talking about nutrition. We're talking about the balanced nutrition for children beneath 5 years, or probably more, because one way or the other that influences the growth of a child. So first of all, before we delve into the matter of the day, I'd like to find out, let's start from the basics, from the time a child is giving birth to. When you give birth to a child, I think you have to wait for a particular time before you start breastfeeding. I don't know about that because I haven't given birth, but I've heard something like that. But let's start with that. So immediately you give birth to a child, talking about nutrition, the right food for the child, what is the appropriate food to be given to a newborn baby?
Okay. Thank you very much for bringing me on the show today, and this is very particular. And at Food Heals Network, every month we have a topic that we talk on, and particularly this April, treating nutrition for children under 5 years.
Okay, great.
So when a baby is born, we recommend that within 30 minutes to 1 hour, the baby should be put to breast milk.
Okay.
Breast milk is the only appropriate food, not even water, to be given to a baby until the baby is 6 months.
Okay.
So from 0 to 6 months, you are not supposed to give the baby anything aside breast milk.
Aside breast milk?
Aside breast
milk.
milk.
So you made a submission that not even water. So you see, before we move to another one, I'm very curious about this particular one. I'm sure you might have heard or seen it. But when a baby is undergoing christening at church or something, they have to apply, sometimes give the baby water, a drop of water, or sometimes honey or something, a drink or something. Is it appropriate? Is it right?
Well, I wouldn't say it's right or wrong, but then it's just a drop. And mostly this is a baby who doesn't even know how to, take those kind of things. Okay. What I've observed is that they just drop it. So it's just a drop, which isn't really going to affect anything. What I'm talking about is you actually giving the baby water to drink. Some go like, oh, you've given birth in the Harmattan season, and so the baby is might be feeling thirsty. But then the truth of the matter is that God is so wonderful. Okay. As intricate as He is, breast milk contains everything. The quantity of water or the content of water in breast milk, it's more than whatever thing that we are going to give the baby. Okay. So breast milk contains all the nutrients. Okay. I think it's the only not any baby formula, not any infant formula would surpass the amount and quality of nutrients in breast milk. Okay. It's natural.
Okay.
You don't have to buy it. It contains every micronutrient the baby needs at that stage. And it will surprise you to know the powerful benefits or the importance of breast milk. Aside it being economical, you not having to spend money to actually buy formula feeds and those kind of things. Breast milk is very healthy. It contains every nutrient we can think of that the baby needs at that time. And God is so wonderful. That is why as women, even as you prepare to conceive, even as you prepare to deliver, you should try everything possible and let nutrition be like a key something. Because some women will complain, I've given birth, I'm not getting enough breast milk, my baby is not feeding. It doesn't start from after you have given birth. It starts from this age, when you get to reproductive age. Even when you start menstruating, you have to start preparing yourself for conception, take preconception classes, read a lot about nutrition, seek expert advice, prepare your body to deliver. So by the time you finally get pregnant and even deliver, your body would be ready to accommodate this new change. And breastfeeding is about the mind. When you think about it, there's this saying, like whatever you put energy into, whatever you focus on, whatever your attention is on, that is what drives you. So if you are mentally okay, if you are sound, you are happy about this, you know, giving birth comes with a lot of hormonal imbalances. So before you even feed the baby, you have to be in the mood to feed the baby. That is why when women are going through traumatic experiences, they are going through violence and whole sorts of issues, it affects production of breast milk, because there are hormones that regulate these things. So you need your mind to be sound, you need the environment to be very supportive, you need everything. So it really goes beyond just holding the baby and putting the baby to the breast. It starts from the mind. What do you think about breast milk? What do you think about feeding your baby? What is the bigger picture? How do you want your baby? Do you want a well-nourished baby? Would you want a baby who is admitted at the hospital every week? No, you wouldn't want that. And that is why preconception nutrition is very important.
You know, I just picked something out of this. The fact that you said you have to even take preconception class before you get pregnant. Wow, like this is actually new. Before you get pregnant, you even have to go to a class.
Yes. Prepare your body.
Prepare your body.
Yes.
To get pregnant.
Eat the right food. For fertility. And research, currently there's this research that's trying to look into the fact that certain foods could affect the gender, or even if you want twins, people be like, oh, I want twins. There are actually certain foods that increases, not actually give you the twins. Aside the genetic aspect, there are actually certain foods that will enhance your likelihood of getting twins. If you want a male baby, you want a female baby. There are foods that it proves, like it adds on. So it's not only about the genetics. Nutrition is very critical at every stage, from birth to till you die. Nutrition is vital at every stage.
Great. You know, after this very interview, I'll take you to your office probably. I'll take you there so you can teach me some few things. So you made a submission that as a mother, you have to be mentally sound. You have to be ready. Psych your mind that I need to give my baby breast milk. Maybe the mother is one that's already psyched the mind. She's like, okay, I have a newborn baby and all of that. But probably, the way we have some instances where even babies do not like taking breast milk. They fight it. I have witnessed one before. So at the end of the day, the mothers need to resort in, you know, cereals and other things, just so that their babies can also have something to eat. What is the best advice for that very situation? What causes that?
Okay, thank you very much. When we talk about breastfeeding, as I rightly said, it goes beyond what we normally see. So for babies who do not like breast milk, that means there's a problem. It's either there's something we call positioning and attachment. So sometimes it's either the mother is not doing it right, or the way the mother even holds the baby to the breast. We have Ghana Health Service has particular guidelines. We have recommended guidelines for breastfeeding, how you're even supposed to sit. You meet somebody at the market, the baby is hanging somewhere, and the mother is doing her own thing, and the baby is breastfeeding. And that wouldn't, if the baby has this kind of first time experience, that is not really good. Babies are very sensitive. They are going to how do I say, adapt to that trend.
Exactly.
They will not have, it's like first time experience.
Yes.
So it's a behavioral something. Okay, so the thing, there's this thing that goes like first time experiences. So whether that experience was good or not, that would determine whether I would attempt it again. Exactly. So imagine my mommy, I begin to breastfeed, and then whatever, babies are very sensitive. They don't like strong smells. They don't like strong perfumes. So even hygiene comes into play. So you put your baby to the breast, and then they tend to, how do you say, they sniff some weird odor, awkward smell, high perfumes, those kind of things. The baby mentally picks that up, that anytime they put me to this place, that is the same feeling I'm going. So anytime it comes again, they'll try to reject. That is one aspect of it. Another aspect could be the fact that you are not attaching or positioning the baby well. Whenever you're breastfeeding, your palm, as in your palm, is supposed to be at the buttocks of the baby. So hold the baby like this. You're supposed to sit in a relaxed chair. You're supposed to look, there's supposed to be this connection. So that is why sometimes men don't understand why certain babies would not leave their moms, because we build connection and bonding through breastfeeding. So whenever you're breastfeeding your baby, you're supposed to look straight into their eye, smile, try to do some gestures. A mother will be fighting and be breastfeeding. So the child will now grow up. You don't understand why the child doesn't have that connection with you. It starts from breast milk. That is where love is developed. That is where the bonding comes from. And even how the baby sucks the breast, even the way you position, you hold the breast, you're supposed to hold the breast like this. The way the baby is even supposed to open the mouth. The baby, you see there's this dark parts around the nipple. That dark part should be inside the baby's mouth. The baby is not supposed to suck the nipple. It's supposed to be inside, at least cover at least half of the baby's mouth. So it's supposed to be something like this. Then the baby's, if this is the areola, we call the dark part the areola. The baby's mouth is supposed to cover at least 1/3 of that areola. And then you should hear the baby make some sounds that the baby's actually enjoying it. You see some babies when they are even breastfeeding, they are smiling. Yes. That is, you can be singing for them. And you need the fatherhood support. Sometimes, even when you are breastfeeding, you're supposed to have your man by you, giving you, it's all part of it.
This is a huge revelation.
And poor attachment is what leads to cracked nipples. You see some mothers will be complaining that I have sore nipples, I'm not able to breastfeed my baby, my nipples are cracked.
Some pictures right there on the screen.
So I have plug duct. Plug duct means the ducts that are supposed to release the breast milk into the area where it will be released in the baby's mouth, they are plugged. And it all comes from you not positioning and attaching the baby well. So all this can deter the baby from accepting your breast.
Okay, great. So viewers, that's a picture right there depicting the position at which you should be able to handle your baby whilst breastfeeding the baby, because this actually plays a huge role in the development and also the growth of your child. When you do not breastfeed your child very well, probably they growing up, there might be some complications.
A lot of complications.
Great. So you said that if after you have to wait for exactly 6 months before you start giving your baby some water and then solid food. Great. So let's move to 6 months. So the baby is now 6 months. Let's start feeding the baby. What are the right food to feed your child after 6 months?
Thank you very much. I think I forgot something. There's something we call exclusive breastfeeding. So exclusive breastfeeding is you giving the baby only breast milk until 6 months. No water, no concoction, nothing, only water, only breast milk.
But what if your child is not well? Maybe your child is...
There are exceptions. There are exceptions. So sometimes we have babies that are born prematurely. We have babies that are born with medical conditions. We have exceptions. But then I'm talking about all other things being equal. All other things being equal. Every mother is supposed to practice exclusive breastfeeding. Because of hygienic reasons, because of financial, but look at the economy we are in right now. Would you be able to afford formula feed? I mean, the price of one formula feed, you are buying diaper, you're buying food for the other kids. While there is freshly nutritious, highly nutritious food available that you don't have to buy. And it's very healthy. Why would you neglect it for something that you might not even be able to prepare well, considering the hygiene aspect of it, which will cause the baby a lot of problems. That is what I think some mothers introducing complementary food or solid foods to your baby before 6 months has a lot of complications, including the baby's brain.
Oh,
so
really?
you realize that for some babies, sometimes they are very dull, they are damp, they are not performing well, they are always getting sick, they have rashes all over their skin, they go to school, they are not performing well, the baby is dull. It's all leads to breast milk.
Wait, let me get it right. Let me get it right.
Yeah.
So, if you do not give your baby the right amount of breast milk, it can lead to certain factors.
Your IQ.
Wow.
Yeah. So one important function of the breast milk is to regulate your neurons, your neural, the way your brain works, the way your brain develops.
Breast milk.
Breast milk. I'm telling you, breast milk.
You know, this is actually very weird. I want to ask this very question. You know, we have babies that after a year, they're still, you know, sucking breast and everything. Is it right?
Yeah, the appropriate time to stop breastfeeding is after 2 years.
After 2 years. So it could help them mentally.
It could help breastfeed, and you don't have a particular. You ask this one that, oh, I breastfeed my child 5 times daily. That is wrong. You're supposed to breastfeed on demand, the moment the baby makes. You don't even have to wait for the baby to cry.
Okay.
Breastfeed.
Okay.
There's nothing like I've over breastfed my baby. Sometimes the baby can throw up or something, but you don't have to starve the baby because they can't talk.
Right.
They'll just cry or make some sounds. So you just have to be very attentive and breastfeed on demand.
Okay, all right. So we are moving on to 6 months. What are the type of foods appropriate for a child after 6 months?
So at 6 months, that is where we start complementary feeding. So there's something we call timely initiation of complementary foods. So complementary foods are basically foods that now the breast milk, the baby is growing. Breast milk alone is not going to be enough for this baby. It's not going to be enough for their nutritional needs because now they are developing, they are trying to crawl, they are trying to walk and stuff. So they need other forms of nutrient. They need other forms of food from the foods that we have. So that is at 6 months, you're supposed to start finely smooth foods. That's the texture looks like breast milk. So you don't have to prepare thick porridges. They're supposed to be light with that texture of breast milk. That is at 6 months. And at 6 months, you're supposed to introduce, how do you call it? These formula foods. So you start with porridges. That's when you start with the light foods. That's when you start blending stuff for them. You don't have to give them things they can pick. So you start with the porridges, very light, but still breastfeeding. So the ideal way is to breastfeed the baby before you even give the formula or complementary food. Don't give the baby solid food and now come and give breast milk because they might reject it if they are full. Breast milk is the ideal thing, even at 6 months. So breastfeed, but then it's not enough. Now then you add porridges.
Okay, great. So I'd like to ask this question. The fact that, you know, sometimes you feed your child the formula-based food. You feed your child. So as you were saying, you first have to breastfeed your child before giving your child that very milk. What if the child is now, you know what, I want this. Or, you know, some children, when they get introduced to a particular type of food, they tend to leave breast milk. Now, when you give them breast milk, they don't even want breast milk anymore. They want the formula-based food. What should be done about that? Okay.
So children are very sensitive. And just like adults, you see when you give somebody something for a very long time, it's like you tend to, it's like you're fed up with it. Okay, so you're supposed to try, as a mother, you're supposed to be curious, you're supposed to be sensitive, you're supposed to observe your baby a lot. Babies cannot talk, but then they have a lot of gestures that will let you kind of determine what they want. So if starting to introducing complementary food, I won't lie, it's very tiring and it demands your full time, it demands everything because now you'd have to explore, you'd have to try new things because the baby might reject certain foods at first sight. Even sometimes now they are growing. Even the bowl you put the food inside is supposed to be colorful. It's supposed to have this kind of cartoonish stuff. Don't just pick any bowl that your grandmom left you when she died and puts the baby's porridge in it and just puts it there for no. The babies like things that are colorful. Things that have cartoons. So you can go to the market, get bowls that have these cartoons on it. You know, 6 months, the baby might have started watching cartoons. So at least when they see something yellow, they know they like bright stuff. So red, yellow, orange, green, the bright colors. Put the porridges in it. And even how you present it, sing for the baby, do something. Don't be a boring mom. Do something. And it's really entails a lot, and which we cannot discuss everything here. We cannot discuss everything. Here.
Great. So so the child starts developing after 6 months. You know, probably the mother is able to help out with that same period. Now, from 1 year to 5 years, you know that at a point, some mothers will tend to, okay, now my child is growing, I can give my child everything. Even on social media, you see that some mothers or parents give their children certain type of food that, as you, that probably me, I've not yet given birth, but I'm like, no, I don't think this thing is actually appropriate for a child. From that year 1 to 4, or before attaining 5 years, let's look at their feeding. What amount of feeding and nutrients is suitable for a child between those years?
Okay, so Ghana Health Service has a book. A book which is the Maternal and Child Health Record Book. So this book,
just talk. Let's talk. Please hold
this
on.
book contains everything you need from zero, from even conception. So you attending antenatal and everything, so you give birth. So we have the recommended food at each stage. So we have 0 to 6. 0 to 6 months where breast milk is recommended. We have 6 to 9 months. That's when you start introducing the porridges and stuff. At that stage, you're not supposed to give the baby pepper, you're not supposed to give the baby sugar, you're not supposed to give the baby this kind of strong scented foods, spices. It's not allowed. Then we have from 9 to 12 months. That is 1 year. That is when you can start giving the baby picky foods. Allow the baby to things they can pick themselves. So that's when you can start. You peel banana, you put it in their hand. You chop pineapples, you give it to them. Watermelon, pawpaw, those foods that they can actually pick. Then from year 1 to year 4, beginning from year 1, that's when you can start giving the family food. So you can try, if you're eating fufu, you can make their own very soft. You can put, you can give them mpoto, you can give them the light soup, but then with little pepper, little salt. And I want to pinpoint this sugar. You're not supposed to give your baby sugar. Even in their porridges, it is not allowed. You're not supposed to give your baby sugar. So Ghana Health Service and other NGOs have particular micronutrient supplements. The most popular one we are using at the hospital right now is the Cocoa Plus. So Cocoa Plus is a powdered form. It's just a small sachet, which is not expensive. I think one is 1 cedi or something. And that 1 cedi, you're supposed to give it to the baby throughout the day. So imagine, you can buy as many as you want. So it has micronutrients in it. Micronutrient that the baby needs at that stage that might not be gotten from the breast, from the food that you are giving to the baby. So it's a form of a sweetener. So after preparing the porridge, you just give it to the baby, add it to it like a sugar. But then we have dates, you know, dates. So we have dates powder, which is very good. We have date syrup, very healthy. Contains iron, contains calcium, magnesium, and every other thing.
So that can be used as sweetness.
Yes, as sweetness, but not sugar. Don't give your baby sugar. Don't give your baby candies. And I would want to, you see, after age 1, that's when they start to attend school.
Kindergarten.
A baby is going to school and you open their bag, you find sweet biscuits, drinks, those kind of things. It is never a good thing. It's not, whatever you start your baby with, if you want your baby to be a healthy adult, if you want your baby to be a healthy adolescent, if you want your baby to have a sound mind, you start from those kind of things. You get to now, the baby is eating sweet. Even their teeth is a problem. a baby can eat sweets and then now they don't brush well and it develops a whole lot of dental issues.
Okay.
So instead of giving the baby those kind of let me say packaged beverages or artificial beverages, candies and those things, why don't you give fruits? Give your baby apple.
Okay.
Prepare a smoothie. Squeeze pineapple juice for the baby. Prepare fruit salad. Prepare vegetable salad. Introduce them to those kind of things. Some babies would particularly pick vegetables from food. We have baby cereals that the vegetables have been made into powdered forms that you could. The baby, there's no way the baby is going to see that this is carrot, this is onion, let me pick it from it. No, because it's in a powdered form. Yeah. So I think that is a way we can introduce some of these things. Instead of buying candies for the baby, give them fruits. You can actually you see how fruits are sweet. You can actually, some mothers will prefer giving the babies drinks and stuff. You can actually prepare some of these fruits into smoothies, refrigerate them, and then give it to your baby.
All right. Mr. Kia, so I think because of time, if there's any final words to our mothers right there with children from the ages of 1 to 4 or just newborn babies, if there are some final words for them.
Okay, so what I would want to say is that nutrition is key at every stage throughout the life cycle, and even very important during the formative years when the baby is growing, because now that is when their brain is beginning to develop, that is when their organs, their heart, everything. So whatever you feed the baby, whatever you start to give your baby, that is what determines how their health outcome is going to be. So don't joke with your child's nutrition. Seek expert advice if you don't understand anything. Don't go listening to let me say, there are all sorts of things on the internet, okay, but then the right thing to do is to get expert advice from your dietitian, from your nutritionist, from your community health nurse, regarding breastfeeding and even feeding your baby until they are 5 years. Okay. Whatever thing you give this baby at that time is very important.
All right, great. So thank you very much, Ms. Matheria. She is a nutritionist and also the founder of Food Heals Network. So before we wrap up, we have to do a very quick shout out to some individuals. Today's their birthdays. Starting off with is happy birthday Selassie Yao. So this is coming from James, our very own James right there, and that is his picture displayed there. So he says a happy birthday to you, God bless you, and may you have a fruitful year this year and then the coming year. So this very next birthday is coming from our very own Mr. Kia. I would like you to do that very shout out to yes, your friend.
So Emanuela Obey Pepra, formerly now Mrs. Emanuela Obey Dapa. You are in the UK, Manchester. This is from your friends, the Bestie family, from myself, Janet, Natasha, Akushika, and from the whole Nutrition 2018 batch of College of Health Yamfo. We would want to wish you a very happy birthday. We want to say that we are proud of you. We love you. We appreciate you. Pray that God will perfect everything which concerns you. In our regards to your husband and your family, we say we love you so much. Happy birthday. May God bless you and then direct your path, Manuela.
Great, great. So happy birthday once again to Mrs. Emanuela Obindapa. So I think we have a final birthday wish right here. It says belated happy birthday to you, Nee from Bemakam. May God continue to bless you and keep on soaring higher. So this is coming from our sports goddess Precious Azuma as she sends us this very warm birthday, belated birthday wish to you, Nee from Bemakam. So viewers, this is where time will permit us to come to the end of today's segment of the Healthy Morning right here on Hstv. We came your way with a lot of news, and also we spoke about the right nutrition to give to your child from the delivery to the year 4 before attaining 5. So I hope you did pick a lot of information and some education in this very discussion. So thank you very much for joining in today on the Healthy Morning. It's the Friday edition with me, Savara Aiden, and also I was here with James Riafi Kwesi. Thank you and have a wonderful weekend.